Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 3 of What If Naruto Fell in Love with the Vampire Queen. So go ahead and get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was an Exile Saint that was trained by Vados over on Anime King 2. And over on Anime Prince, I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto Was the strongest hero in My Hero Academy, so go ahead, check out that and enjoy. And also guys, remember for new, yes, I indeed have 4 channels, Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, and Anime Prince guys, which I post different every single day for guys to enjoy, so go ahead, click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support, and yeah, without further ado, we to begin this new episode. Start now guys. So, the last time we left off, Jiraiya kept on teasing Naruto, as he was teasing him really badly about what happened between him and Shiroi in the hot springs, as Naruto tried his best to ignore the pervert, as Jiraiya had them focus on meditation. From the first time that Shiroi had entered the mindscape, the fox made sure that he could pull her in with her close proximity to Naruto, and in doing so, he brought her in front of his cage, as she seemed to know who he was. However, he wanted to know what's her deal. Despite knowing everything about Naruto, she still wanted to be with him, despite knowing that he was in here as well. However, she did not care about that. She loved Naruto, and it didn't matter what he said, she would never leave him. As he asked her about what about the people that put him through hell, that brought about a sinister feeling from her that the foxes only really felt in one other person, and that was Uchiha Madara himself. A feeling of rage, a feeling of pure, uncontrollable hate that was just so powerful that it even shocked him. It shocked Kurama to the amount of hate that she had inside of her. Of course she wanted to kill those people, she wanted to rip them to pieces, limb from limb. However, she couldn't do that, because Naruto still cared about some of them, so for now she would just keep her peace and calm herself. As she left the mindscape, leaving the fox a bit surprised by that switch in personality rather quickly. However, Jiraiya decided it was time that he tell Naruto about his mother, as Naruto was surprised to hear that. It didn't take them too long as they headed towards Usa. Arriving towards the island, Naruto seemed to went into some trance. Something was calling out to him, as Naruto found a blade the fox seemed to know about, as the fox told Naruto a little story. It turns out that Kurama, when in the long time days, were worshipped by people, and Arashi Uzumaki was one of those people that created a shrine for him and worshipped him. Kurama ignored him at first, however the man viewed him as a god. After a while, Kurama decided to bestow upon him some of his chakra for that blade of his. The blade that Naruto had. The blade had not rust, had not decayed. It was still in perfect, fine, unbreakable solution. As Naruto took it with him, the blade had a bit of sentience, as Naruto could feel it that it was angry or upset or sad. So he did not steal it away, he placed it on his person. It didn't take too long for Jiraiya to summon Paw after that. Shiroi was not too happy, she made her way off, as Naruto told her that if she couldn't come he wouldn't go. She said that she couldn't allow him to do that, give her power for her. But he asked her, what kind of problem would they have with her if she couldn't come to watch him do the training of Sage? Well, he didn't want it and he didn't care, because he cared about her a lot more. That made her felt beyond touch. As they made their way, Jiraiya spoke to Paw, as Paw wanted Jiraiya to tell Naruto everything, but Jiraiya was afraid. However, he didn't let it hold him back, as he would tell him once he was done training though. So with that, they were taking them out Miyamoto as Jiraiya returned. He still had work to do. He still had his finite work. So Shiroi was allowed to stay there, as she stayed with Ma as Naruto focused on his training. Naruto excelled immensely far in Sage training, so much so that in a week he got it done. He was able to master the basics in a week, and after another he was able to learn how to properly harness the energy. Jiraiya returned a big goofy grin as always, as he was proud of the kid. That is the moment that he told Naruto about his father. As Naruto went through a lot of mixed emotion, but by the end of it he came out on top, as he would make his parents proud. Jiraiya had a few things to give him though, one of them being his father's notes on the Harashin and several others, and also his parents' accounts. They had a lot of money stored away. Seeing that they died so abruptly, Jiraiya had made sure that it was kept in good hands and in a interest bank account. As Naruto was shocked when he heard that he had 15.3 billion. He was beyond shocked. He was rich, as it was startling to know that he had so much. So yeah guys, basically that's what left off. You guys can switch across the place, check it out for yourself. And don't forget to go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Broke His Human Limiter over an Anime King 3. And also over Anime King 2 I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto was an exiled Saiyan from Planet Sadala who was trained by Vado. So go ahead and enjoy that guys. And remember to go ahead and turn on the bell notification to see exactly when I post. So without further ado, what is to begin this new episode begin now guys. Alright kid, enough celebrating, said Jiraiya, as Naruto was beaming. He had 15.3 billion. That was enough to celebrate. It's time I give you your first mission, said Jiraiya, as Naruto stopped and looked towards him along with Shiroi, who was giving him a stare. It's a simple low level B rank, with the possibility of it being an A rank, as Naruto looked disappointed at that. But he perked up when he heard the possibility of being an A rank. The Toads were bored as they left, knowing that their summoner would only call them if he was fighting an S rank ninja or something truly dangerous, leaving Fukazaku there and Shima. It's a small bandit camp that has been causing a trouble for a settlement near Tanzuko. However, it is said that a possible shinobi has been seen amongst them, which would make the mission an A rank. Naruto-chan, even if this is a low level B rank, please remember to be aware of anything that could happen, said Fukazaku looking towards Naruto, knowing that he has calmed down a lot since he began his training, but still, he might underestimate his opponents because of how strong he is right now and get himself killed. I understand, Pa. Ma jumped on Naruto's shoulder as she patted him on the head. Be careful, Naruto boy, she said, as Naruto thanked the both of them for their hospitality. Shiroi as well, as she gave them a bow. Once that was done, Shima looked towards Jiraiya. Jiraiya-chan, if I hear that you corrupt these wonderful children, I will hunt you down and turn you into a eunuch. Understand? Said Shima, as Jiraiya paled at that, as he swallowed thickly. Of course not, he said. I'll keep them just the way they are, he said. Time skip. It has been a day since I returned. Jiraiya was the one that suggested that Naruto go ahead and do this mission on his own. Shiroi protested at that. However, Jiraiya later understand that Naruto need the battle experience. He need to learn how to do these things on his own to make sure that the next time he was alone he can do this by himself. And not to mention, Naruto's birthday was tomorrow. As Shiroi knew that, she told Jiraiya to not interrupt her and Naruto, otherwise she was gonna kill him. Jiraiya said nothing as he just backed out, as they were staying at a hotel. As for Naruto, he was in a bar, as he was currently gathering information. Jiraiya always told him that taverns and these bars will always have information that is worth gaining. During his walk through town, he noticed the people all seemed tense. They seemed worried as they looked upon him. He quietly slipped into the crowd and blended in. He was pleased to see that everyone immediately lost sight of him. He noticed two men in the background and two townsmen in front of the bar stand, as they were conversing quickly. First, he sat down near to the townsman, not too close though to be noticed, as he pretended to browse through the drinks that the bar had. His ears perked up though as he listened in on the conversation. I can't believe those damn bandits are harassing the hard-working people of this town. The first male, the one on the left, spoke up. I know what you mean. It's bad enough that the crops aren't going so well this year. Now we got goddamn bandits stealing the little money that we have. The other one said in anger. as there was a slight slur in his voice, the evidence of the alcohol taking effect on him. Yeah, those stupid bandits ruining people's life. But bandits always end up in one way or another. So, they're gonna be screwed in the long run. The second one says he took another drink. Yeah, as a matter of fact, those two guys in the back seem to be with them. Oh really? Well then, we should tell them to get the hell out of our town. No, we can't do that. And why the hell not? Don't you hear the rumors? It say they have a powerful shinobi amongst their group. As Naruto proceeded to get up, calmly but surely he started to move and move until he was close enough. As no one really took notice of him as he was drinking and slurring along like he was drunk. As one of the men were drinking, he seemed rather upset. Hey, when do you think that boss is gonna let us do what we want to the women of this town? Naruto clenched his fist at that, as he felt a feeling of disgust towards this man, as he had this look on his face. He seemed to be one of those sickos who enjoy causing chaos and havoc. I don't know when boss is gonna let us have some fun, but all I know is, I can't wait, the other one said, as he licked his lips in anticipation. As Naruto's fist clenched some more, but he kept himself calm. As the both of them kept on talking, they were supposed to return at 5 o'clock. It seems that they had something major to do before they start to reveal themselves that much to the town. From what Naruto has gathered so far, they have not really incorporated themselves so much. They start to speak of their boss. Apparently, the boss is the shinobi that they were talking about. He was from Kanoha, a missing from Kanoha that joined the Hidden Rain. As Naruto wasn't sure who he was talking about, the two of them decided to leave as they stumbled out, as they had a few to drink. As Naruto slowly following them, discreetly moving behind them so they wouldn't notice him. Soon they start to exit the town as Naruto took to the trees, stalking them from a distance. Every now and then one would stop and look behind them, as they scratched their head with a confused look, before they shrug and continue on like nothing happened a moment ago. After a couple of minutes, Naruto took to the trees, as they finally arrived at their camp. These people were the scum of human life. They deserved anything they got. That is why Naruto pulled out his knife and threw them. The first one got hit right in the throat, causing his friend to go into a panic. Another knife hit him right in the throat. As they both collapsed, bleeding out, two clones popped in. As the clones dragged away their bodies, now that Naruto knew exactly where the camp is located, he had his clones scout out the camp. Around several minutes later, he felt the clone memories came back to him. It seems this camp is not as large as he thought. There were a total of 20 bandits, counting the two that he killed. Apparently, they were going to rest up for the night before they raid the settlement tomorrow. However, Naruto wouldn't let that happen. Creating 4 clones, he had them plant explosives all around the camp. As for the supposed shinobi, he was resting in his tent, and he told his man that he should not be disturbed. Once Naruto closed this spell, Naruto brought his hand together. He sent out the flare of chakra, as the explosions detonated. Some that were too close got limbs blown off, and started to bleed out and die. Some got blown up completely. Others got pierced by debris and collapsed down to the ground. Screams of the dying and chaos could be heard, as it was pure death and destruction that reigned through the bandit camp. Naruto created 5 clones to deal with any survivors that try to flee, while he himself jumped right into the mayhem. Naruto pulled out his blade, as he deflected several attacks from several shinobis that tried to stab him when saw him. The shinobi that he was targeting suddenly opened the tent. As he came out, because of the location of his tent, he was unharmed. As Naruto clone could not get close enough to plant the explosives unless being seen by the bandits. Now Naruto understand why Jiraiya had him memorize the enemies of Kanoha from the bingo book. Rokisho Aoi, former Konoha shinobi, wanted for stealing the second Hokage, Rising Blade. Aoi raised the eyebrow as he looked around, as he saw the last of his man getting cut down. Well, what do we have here? A little punk thinking that he can beat me. What village do you belong to? As he glanced around Naruto until he spotted the insignia of the hidden leaf on his robe. Wait, don't answer that, it's obvious that you're a Konoha ninja. But you know who I am, so what are you gonna do now? Are you gonna run for your pathetic life now that you know that I'm an A-rank ninja? However, he was dealing with Naruto Uzumaki, the man that saw what twisted people that Aoi had under his employ, and he was not gonna leave. No, I'm here to kill you, and retrieve the famous blade of the second Hokage, said Naruto. As Naruto killed all of his emotions and remained in a calm, unexpressive state. As he gripped the hilt of his blade, Aoi sneered. You think you can beat me, you pathetic brat? I won't even use a jutsu, and I'll slaughter you, said Aoi. As Naruto watched him carefully as Aoi charged towards him. This is your chance to show people how strong you are. Now teach that worthless, pathetic human what it means to cross you, said the Kyuubi. Aoi pulled out his blade and swung. However, Naruto deflected. Despite having that famous blade, Aoi was not a Kenjutsu expert. He just thought that he was all that because he possessed the Raijin blade, which was far from the truth. However, Aoi did not understand. How did that stupid blade block the Raijin? As he was not expecting Altair to block the Raijin one bit. No, it was a fluke. Just a stupid fluke, he says. He swung his blade once again. However, having dealt with Jiraiya and seeing the man was a lot faster, Naruto could see Aoi movements. Aoi was angry as Naruto could see them. Every single move that he made, Naruto deflect. His body was moving on instincts that he could see everything. Aoi movements were slow compared to Jiraiya, as Naruto has been dealing with his Sannin for the entire year and a few months, so Aoi stood no chance as Naruto deflected all the blade strikes. Aoi was getting furious. Why can't I hit him? He roared in anger. Damn it, hold still as he swung. However, Naruto ducked underneath before kicking away his leg. He then brought up his knee and slammed it into Aoi's gut, causing the man to roll on the ground. Aoi coughed up blood in pain as he slowly got back up. Aoi had a few slices on him, and Naruto was perfectly unharmed. Naruto calmed himself down as he exhaled, keeping his breath steady. Once again, Aoi moved forward, however, the result was the same, as Naruto deflected everything and sliced him several times. However, the problem was Aoi had used the Raijin a couple of times, more than a couple, to show his dominance over the weaker opponents. So the third time when they strike blades together, there was a cracking sound as Aoi smirked, thinking that Naruto blade was cracking until the hilt of the Raijin shattered. Aoi was shocked as the thing destabilized. Aoi couldn't understand. Rage quickly set in. Do you know what you just did? He said, as he quickly pulled for an umbrella that was on his back. I destroyed the Raijin, a blade that you stole from Kanoha and from the Senju clan. I'm certain if the second Hokage was here, he would fully agree with my course of action, said Naruto. I'll kill you! Ninja art! Senbon shower, said Aoi, as he threw the umbrella up, right towards Naruto. Senbon started to rain out of it by the dozen. Naruto exhaled as the wind started to pick up. Aoi watches all the Senbon hit target. Die, you piece of shit, he said, as he saw the Senbons hitting down where Naruto was. Dust kicked up as Aoi smirked, waiting to see the blonde on his knees in agonizing pain. That will teach you never to... Aoi froze as Naruto stood there completely unharmed. All the Senbons were completely scattered around. How? Aoi said confused. I got the idea after reading about the fourth Raikage lightning armor, said Naruto as wind picked up around him. And it was my inspiration to create this. Aoi backed away as he couldn't believe what he was seeing. I called it my wind field, said Naruto. I can control anything in my area, said Naruto. That being the wind pressure, oxygen, wind strength. I'm telling you all of this because it doesn't matter after this because you won't be telling anyone, said Naruto. No, you won't kill me. I won't lose to a brat like you. Aoi sped through hand sign. Fire style fireball jutsu. Water style, said Naruto. Water phoenix. As Naruto created a bird made from water that thrust towards Aoi fire, it wrapped around it before steam filled the area. Aoi turned to leave as he ran, trying to get the hell out of there knowing that he was gonna die if this match keeps up. However, Naruto burst right through the smoke. Aoi turned, but it was too late as a knee shot through his nose. He was sent sailing as he smashed right through his tent and smashed right into a tree. He cried out in pain as the fire on the ground burned him from the explosives. Aoi picked himself up as Naruto flashed in front of him with raw speed and slammed a brutal fist into his guts. Aoi dropped to his knees. As Naruto decided to just speak, during my time in Mount Miyaboko I made sure that my elemental affinities would be better than anyone else. I had to learn a way to make sure that they were the strongest. Apart from my senjutsu training, I was able to learn how to harness my water affinity to a completely different level, said Naruto, granting me amazing feats just like the second Hokage. So to let you know from the beginning, there was no possibility that he would ever win against me, said Naruto. Aoi stood there, a pained look on his face as he grit his teeth. He threw a kunai right towards Naruto, seeing that he was so close. His last ditch effort. However, Naruto tilted his head before he reached and looped his finger right to the hole of the kunai before he brought it down and buried it through Aoi's skull. Without a second of hesitation, the man collapsed as his body jerked back. Before he collapsed on his back, blood leaking from his forehead as he dropped and died right there in front of Naruto. May you rest in peace, said Naruto. You would show him respect even in death, the fox asked. The dead must be respected, no matter who they are, said Naruto. The fox snorted at that, as Naruto felt someone approaching him. As a hand placed on his shoulder, as he already knew who it was Jiraiya. Good work, kid, he said. Jiraiya was proud his student had matured far beyond what he expected, both mentally and physically, and tonight, he was gonna mature once again, as Jiraiya was proud of the kid. Time skip as Naruto entered his hotel room. He went to go and get a shower. Once he was done, as he came out in his towel, Shiroi was there. She was only in her underwear. Shiroi-chan, said Naruto. What are you? She cut him off by jumping, causing Naruto to drop on the bed as she kissed him. Don't fret, Naruto-kun, she said. Let Shiroi-chan take good care of you tonight. As she brought her lips to meet the blondes. As Naruto stiffened, however, he quickly moved into action as he started to kiss her back. This was completely different from the other times that they'd kissed before. There was just something there. As she pulled away, her cheeks red. Naruto-kun, she said, after tonight, we're gonna become true lovers. Naruto's eyes widened. Best birthday gift ever, he thought to himself. A beaming happy smile on his face as she leaned in and kissed him once again. Time skip. Naruto was sweating as he looked down towards the board. You know, Naruto-kun, if you don't move, I'll be an old lady by the time you're done, Shiroi said. Oh, for the love of God, kid, make a move, said Jiraiya, as Naruto glared at his sensei. It has been a year since Naruto has went on his first mission, and a year since he had been with Shiroi for the first time together. Jiraiya had went into complete pervert mode as he tried to get some snoop for his next book. However, he did not get anything. None of them would say a thing to him. However, Jiraiya was beyond proud. The kid had become a man in every sense of the word, and since then, they slept at night almost every single night, even if they were not doing anything. The only time they were separated was when they were on a mission. And now Naruto had a strange mark on his neck. So did Shiroi. She called it a mate mark. It let people know that they were together, and secondly, it also made them both a bit stronger. Something that had to do with both of their ages combining. Shiroi was already monstrously strong, and now Naruto had gotten a lot stronger as well. The mark also connected them in a sense, as he could feel each other's thoughts and emotions. Not like mind reading, but he could get an idea of what each other were thinking. But it had some deeper meaning. If one of them died, the other one would die as well. However, if one of them were immortal, it means that the other one will be immortal as well. Shiroi's special, unique trait of being a vampire was a special kind of... It wasn't necessarily a bloodline, however. You could call it that. However, it gave her certain perks, a sense of immortality. Not to mention the Uzumaki's extremely long lifespan, it just made things a lot more ridiculous. But he could still die in battle though. However, this secret should be a closely guarded one. If someone like Orochimaru overheard this, about his sense of immortality with the blonde, well, he would stop at nothing to capture him. So they just stopped talking about it. As for Naruto and training wise, Naruto has grown leaps and bounds. First thing he did was create the wind style Rasengan. Jiraiya labeled it as a Kinjutsu because it would end up destroying Naruto's hand. Slowly but it will, and stop him from ever using Kinjutsu ever again. However, Naruto got a workaround, as he upgraded the technique, the Rasen Shuriken, as he was able to throw it. And it was far more powerful and deadly. When he showed what he could do to Jiraiya and Shiroi, they were shocked, as Naruto was able to complete the technique and go even beyond that. The kid was a waste when it came to these things. Jiraiya couldn't be more proud. Naruto had also taken on more missions, however they were just a B rank or a high C rank. Nothing really that important that would push him too far. So that has been his routine for the past couple of months. Wake up, train, do missions, then spend time with Shiroi. On some occasions he entered his mindscape, and he spoke with the Kyuubi. Of course the fox was hostile, however, Naruto was stubborn as he kept on coming back, and the fox started to slightly warmed up to him, as Naruto kept on saying that the both of them will become friends. However, the fox denied every chance that he got, but the fox was starting to get a bit used to Naruto's presence. Rather than just shushing him off every time that he came, he started to indulge him. However, he still had his pride. If his siblings found out about his softness for the humans, they will surely never let him live it down, considering how he used to behave when it came to human. Which is why he made sure the blonde would never mention their little talks with anyone, especially any other Jinchuriki. Naruto was confused by that, but he agreed. The fox also sent more chakra towards Naruto gauntlets, causing it to get a little upgrade. If Naruto would flick his hand in a certain motion, there was a hook blade that will arrive from the center part, as Naruto had endless possibilities that he could do with that. On one of his missions against Bandit, he used it, and it was awesome. As for his training in Kinjutsu, Altar was basically guiding Naruto, and Naruto was learned to understand the basics of almost everything already. In a year, he had excelled beyond anyone wildest imagination, and not to mention techniques that he found at Uza. In terms of destructive power, without the fox, Naruto was high level Kage. He also started to experiment with other weapons, one of them being the rope dart. It was basically a strengthened rope with a pointed dart at the end. He could grab an enemy from a far distance and drag them towards him. The last weapon that he's been trying out was a crossbow. He only used it though if the targets were too far to hit with his throwing knife, as he sealed all the ammunition on a small seal that he crafted into the weapon, as Naruto has also been working on Funjutsu as well. And Naruto has gotten himself a reputation over the past year. People did not know who he was under the hood. However, the Grey Hooded Man, with his fox symbols, seeing that the fox marking was over the bracer on the gauntlets, which was pretty large that crammed place on it. The name that they came up for him was the Fox Assassin. The nickname pleased the Kyuubi. Even Altar liked it. Naruto had come across several shinobis, and several samurais as well. When they saw Naruto blade, they said that a shinobi like him should not have a blade like that, and they attacked him. It seems the fox was right. Many promising samurais and shinobis were aware of this blade. However, Naruto did not pull the blade from his sheath. He just beat the crap out of them with his hands. Jiraiya also taught Naruto a lot of strategy, and how he should think a lot first before going into a battle, which Naruto has been using a lot lately. And that was one of the reasons why he was now playing chess against his lover. Screw you, sensei, said Naruto. Playing this game against her is difficult. Or maybe you're just an idiot, said Jiraiya, with a smirk to taunt his student. Naruto fumed until he calmed himself and turned his gaze back towards the board. These games were really not his thing, as he did not see the point that much. He understood that he had to make a plan or make some moves before anything. However, Naruto saw an opening. As he moved his player. However, she moved hers. Checkmate. What? Said Naruto, as she stuck out her tongue at him. As Naruto screamed in frustration, as Jiraiya was laughing as Naruto grabbed him by the shoulder. How about you trying to play her? Alright, said Jiraiya. I'll show you how it's done, he says. He sat down and cracked his neck. A few moments later. No. How is it possible? Jiraiya said, confused. I refuse to believe this. Jiraiya started wailing in despair as Shiroi's sweat dropped. Seriously. They were taking this a bit too seriously. Jiraiya then bounced back to his feet. As you both know, he said, it's been 2 years and a little bit since our training trip, he said, as they both pay attention to him. Naruto, I couldn't be much prouder of the things that you have accomplished throughout the past years. He tilted his head towards Shiroi. despite that you weren't interested in learning shinobi arts that much, and focusing on mastering the things that you knew. I can't help but feel a sense of pride as I look upon you. She gave Jiraiya a smile. She placed her arm on Naruto's shoulder. I'm proud of you both, and I'm happy for the both of you. And now we only have one more year of this trip together, he said. But Jiraiya had to go and breathe the wonderful moment. If only you two could give me some more inspirations by getting active tonight. The both of their eyes twitch. Jiraiya didn't know why he did these things. He knew that they were gonna attack him, yet he still do these things. He sighed. Well, it's on him, as he ran for his life. While our favorite blonde and his lover was chasing down the perverted hermits at Kanoha, the streets were bustling with life, as there was people all about. Latest news were being gossiped about. However, one individual stood out from the rest. Her short bright pink hair gave her away. Her bright green eyes. This girl was Haruna Sakura, ex-teammate of Naruto Uzumaki, and former crush. The recently promoted Chunin had just got her shift at the hospital done. She didn't really have much to do. She has also grown up a lot. It has been 2 years and a few weeks. That is when her childhood friend arrived. Hey Sakura, it was none other than Ino, who was also grown as well. Oh hey Ino, how's it been? Sakura said. A bit boring, but other than that, nothing much else. Yeah, it has been pretty boring around here, hasn't it? Said Sakura. It kinda made me wish back to the old days, back when Sakura stopped herself from saying more. She was still a bit sore about her team. Ino, seeing Sakura becoming disheartened, changed the subject. I heard that Hinata is still acting strange. Strange was an understatement. After several weeks of Naruto departure, Hinata became a bit snappish for some reason. Everyone became a bit wary of her. Something seemed to be wrong. And a year ago she just snapped and destroyed several white artifacts and several white related clothing for some strange reason. Something seemed really off with her. No one could understand what was it. She was just in this strange mood. I wonder what's wrong with her, said Sakura. Everyone was worried about the Hyuga, but without seeing anything in a white resemblance, especially white hair, she was fine. But sometimes she just seemed to be really angry for some reason. I know. I asked my father to speak to her father, but he said he didn't know what was making her so angry. They quickly changed the subject as they spoke about gossip in the village, their latest mission, and the latest fashion. Ino then brought up the certain blonde. So, how do you think Naruto is doing, said Ino. He's training with Jiraiya-sama, so he's probably a lot stronger for sure, said Sakura. Yeah, you're right. You know, it's strange, not seeing him around here. I kinda miss him, Ino said. Yeah, I miss him too, said Sakura. So, do you think he got handsome, Ino said, with a slight smirk. Sakura raised an eyebrow at Ino. This is Naruto we're talking about. Even if he did become a bit handsome, I bet he will still be the old same knucklehead Naruto from the academy days. Oh come on Sakura, people change. After 2 years, and come to think of it, doesn't he have one more left? Yeah, he does. But I just don't see it. He's still gonna be the same old Naruto to me. I do know one thing, Ino said. If he comes back as handsome as I believe him to be, I'm gonna go for him, Ino said, with a slight smirk. The moment Ino said that, though, she felt a dreadful sensation. She didn't know what the hell just happened, but it seems someone was able to project an actual projection of their mind into hers. Given that she was supposed to be the mind expert, she had no idea just what in the hell was going on. As there was a silver-haired woman screaming at her, telling her that he's mine. Ino was scared as she felt a shiver went down her spine. She had absolutely no idea what the hell was going on, or who the hell was that woman. But Ino was feeling a bit scared. Ino, slap! Sakura slapped her across the face, waking her from whatever trance or psychotic state she went into. Sakura, Ino said, blinking as she looked around. What just happened? You just completely zoned out and started to scream. Ino looked around as she swept everywhere, feeling that same shiver. She had no idea what she did wrong. She swallowed thickly. I'm fine, she said. I just had a strange daydream all of a sudden. It was scary as hell. As Sakura looked towards her confused. Alright, Ino, I guess if you're fine then. Yeah, I'll see you later, Ino said, as she said goodbye and left, leaving Sakura there to wonder, just what in the world was that? Meanwhile, at the office, Tsunade was calm as she watched the sunset. Jiraiya had not reported back in for some time now as she was waiting for a report, as she didn't know what the old pervert was out there doing, making her wait so long. They still had more time of training trip to be done, as she was gonna finally find out how much he has grown during his training, as she had this feeling of anticipation she would finally know how strong he was. How long has it been since she last saw that goofy smile? As Naruto was like her son in a way, as she had entrusted him to Jiraiya to make sure that he took over him and watch him to make sure that he becomes strong enough to be able to protect himself, because she knew she couldn't always be there for him. Shizune was like her child in a way as well. However, Shizune was a grown woman. She was 25. Naruto would have been the baby of the family, seeing that he wasn't even 18 yet, so he was still a child. A smile crossed her face. Maybe it was motherly instincts. Even when he wasn't here though, she still felt these joyful smiles appearing. And she actually missed him calling her Bachan. A toad then arrived and gave her a scroll as she thanked the toad. The toad blinked. It was not ever often a toad messenger gets a thanks. Despite being a toad, it was good to feel appreciated. As he poofed away, she unraveled the scroll. However, the letter explained that he would tell her about Naruto's growth a year from now when they were there. All he did was tell her a few things. However, something caught her attention as she blinked several times. Naruto has a future wife? Tsunade had to read it over to make sure that she wasn't seeing things. She couldn't believe it. Naruto has given up on Sakura? Tsunade did not think that Naruto and Sakura was right. They didn't seem like they would be together in that way. Maybe a little friendship or something different, but not together like that. However, she kept her thoughts to herself because Naruto, when he was much younger, was stubborn and would not listen, especially when it came to his feelings about Sakura. He thought that she was the one, but now, Tsunade wondered who the hell was this Shiroi. From what Jiraiya said in a letter, he hadn't seen two people this in love since Minato and Kushina, and that shocked Tsunade. She really wanted to meet the Shiroi and know what she was all about and see if she was right for her surrogate son. After all, it was her job now to watch over Naruto as well, to make sure that he doesn't pick up someone that wants to use him. However, Tsunade got this weird feeling that everything was going to be alright. Strange, but still. As she had no idea who Shiroi was. Maybe they would get along because of their personality or maybe not. However, Shiroi just proven that she would not allow anyone to take Naruto from her. What happened to Ino was not an accident. Shiroi had this special ability. However, she rarely used it because she didn't like to invade people's mind. But whenever someone was thinking about a certain thing, she could tell. Just knowing that the person is alive, she was able to enter their mind. It was a special freaky ability because of what she was, and also powerful as well, but she rarely used it because sometimes it ended up badly if she didn't exit the person's mind sooner. It might end up really badly for them. Somehow she knew about Ino speaking about Naruto, saying that she would go for him. And that pissed her off, as she made sure that Ino knew that Naruto was hers. None of these floozies in Kanoha were gonna throw themselves at him and try to get him now after everything. They did not like him then, so they better not start to like him now. Otherwise, well, she would be their undoing. However, they were not the only people that was also getting stronger. Blood red eyes with 3 tomos, lying in a room of darkness. He has been away for a long time now. The door opened as Kabuto Yakuji stood in the doorway, giving his trademark taunting and smirk. The crimson eyes focused on him before turning away. Good morning, Sasuke-kun. Orochimaru-sama requests you. Your pet has killed another one of our subordinates. Kabuto said in a taunting tone. How he loved to get a rise out of Sasuke. I told you all before, I don't care what Tia does. And she's not my pet, he snapped. That's too bad, Sasuke-kun, because Orochimaru-sama has been thinking about cutting all ties with her. Kabuto said, trying to get a reaction out of the Uchiha. Like I said before, she's not my concern, Sasuke said in a cold, brutal tone. 2 years of training almost non-stop. Certain small things like this did not bother him. Sasuke had grown immensely in the past 2 years and couple of weeks. Just thinking about his brother was enough to push him to new heights, as he brutally trained himself into the ground again and again and again and again to become what he is right now. Because the next time he see Itachi Uchiha, it will no longer be Itachi just throwing him away into a wall. It will be him slicing his head off. He would die by his hands. "Leave," said Sasuke, as Kabuto chuckled. My, it seems you're in a grumpy mood. As Kabuto stepped out, the door shut until it was roughly thrown open as it slammed right into the wall. "Uchiha, get off your fat lazy ass and get me some damn food," a female voice angrily shouted at him. Sasuke turned and gave her his harshest glare. However, she was unfazed. She had long dark pink hair. Her bangs swayed right into her face, almost into her eyes, but she didn't seem to care. Her dark blue eyes seemed to be rather angry. She was wearing a black skin tight shirt that hugged her chest, with an unzipped leather jacket over it. She was wearing dark blue shorts, with a blood red belt around her waist, with several pouches on it. All in all, she was a beautiful girl. However, she also had pointed ears, with black wings on her back, bird's feet with pointed sharp talons on it, and blue skin as well. This girl name was Tia, and she was a harpy. "Don't look at me like that, you bitch ass Uchiha," she said. "Now get off your ass and get me some food right now." She had a bad mouth and a very dangerous temper. They met during the time when him and Orochimaru were moving through one of their bases. He saw her snatch and eat a wolf from the ground. When she saw him, she immediately tried to kill him. She almost did too. However, they were able to stop fighting when both of them saw the hatred in each other's eyes. Curiosity got the better of Sasuke as he asked who she hated. She told him that she hated an old friend of hers that killed her brother. As she asked who he hated, he told her he hated his older brother for murdering his entire clan. They gained an understanding that day. They weren't friends, far from it in fact, but they did understand each other's hatred. But should they had to, they would probably abandon one another without any remorse. Orochimaru was fascinated with the dark pink-haired harpy. He tried to experiment on her several times. That is until she threatened to rip his crotch off with her talons. Another thing, every once in a while a new subordinate would make a comment about her being Sasuke's toy. She immediately ripped them apart in a bloody, gory mess. She made it very clear that she didn't give a damn about Sasuke, and she was not his pet, as she treated Sasuke like he was her slave. Sasuke had his breakfast beside him. "I'm not going to give you my breakfast," he said. "Bitch, you're not even eating," she said with a scowl on her face. Sasuke eye twitched. She was really annoying. "I'm waiting for it to cool off," he said. "Tch, you little bitch," she said. "Afraid of some hot food? I have no idea how you survived this long in the world." Sasuke twitched. Was this how Naruto felt when Sakura belated him? If this was the case, his respect for the blonde went up a tiny bit. "Well," said Kabuto as he returned, "I hope you're done killing our subordinates, Tia," he said. "Tuh, you're still alive," she said. "I was worried that your precious Orochimaru had stretched you out last night," she said. Sasuke took a smirk on his face when he saw Kabuto twitch at that comment. Tia had that effect on everyone, as she saw the closeness between Kabuto and Orochimaru, as he followed him around like a little puppy. So she made sure to take a lot of satisfaction on making jokes about that. "What are you smirking about, you little bitch?" she said, looking back towards Sasuke. "Give me that breakfast." Sasuke had enough, and he did not feel like he had an appetite anymore. "Here, go," he said, as he gave it to her. However, she did not move. "What?" Sasuke said. "I'm not eating in the same room as you two." "Get out," she said. She had the nerves to tell him to get out. "I'm not leaving. This is my room," Sasuke said, as his killer intent started to leak out. "I don't care if you're the king of the world," she said. "When I tell you to do something, you do it. Do you understand me, bitch?" she said. She really loved saying that word. She blurred away as Sasuke was thrown right through the door at high speeds. "Next time, don't dare you question me," she said, as she slammed the door. Sasuke was boiling with rage, his Sharingan swirling as he gripped the hilt of his blade. "She's a loose cannon, isn't she?" said Kabuto. Sasuke took a few deep breaths. As he just calmed himself, Kabuto was surprised at the restraint that Sasuke had as he made his way off. Meanwhile, a rather dark cave with a gigantic statue. Its palms was open, showing the fingers. There were holographic figures on the fingers. as there was a taller one there as he spoke. He shimmered into existence with his partner in tow. Konan, did you contact them? Yes, Pain-sama. They will be here shortly. Pain merely nodded his head shortly as members start to appear on top of the fingers. Well, well, it's been a while since we last gathered like this. It's that time already, huh? The tallest of the people asks, as his beady eyes looked towards them with mirth, as he gave them a shark-like grin. His partner merely opened his crimson eyes that were spinning with 3 tomos. Kisame, we did not come here to banter. No doubt Leader Sama is here to assign us our targets. Kisame gave off a low-lit chuckle. Oh, sorry, Itachi-san, he said. I'm just getting a bit excited, he said, with a happy grin. Kisame really want to go on the hunt. It's been quite boring lately. Well, the faster we assign our targets, the faster I can go back to working on my art. Deidara, be quiet. I'd rather this meeting not be too long. And you always start some kind of idiotic, meaningless banter. Come on, Sasuke, my man. I was just trying to speed things up. You don't have to chew me out for it. So what the hell is going on here? Why are we all here? Another voice spoke up. Hidan, be quiet. Your very voice annoys me. Huh? Screw you, Kakazu. As Hidan raised his middle finger. If you want to keep that finger, I suggest that you lower it, said Kakazu in a dangerous tone. And what the hell are you gonna do about it? Kill you. Enough. The leader finally spoke up as everyone went quiet. You are here to receive your assigned targets. Everyone was attention. They knew when Pain was speaking like this, they had to what? Shut the hell up and listen. Kakazu, do we have enough funds to assist us in our objectives? We have more than enough, Leader Sama, said Kakazu. Excellent. Pain then turned towards the only physical person there. Zetsu, tell us the information you have gathered on the Jinchurikis. The spy straightened up. The Ichibai Jinchuriki know the Kazekage of the Sun, and rarely ever leave the village. The Nibi Jinchuriki has been completing missions all around the Land of Lightning lately. The Sanbai is still reforming, however, it won't be long now before it completely reforms. The Yanbai Jinchuriki is currently wandering the Land of Earths, while the Gobi Jinchurikis live in a cottage, right between the border of Land of Earth and Fire. It will be easy to capture them both, seeing that Tishikage doesn't really care about them. The Rokibai Jinchuriki is currently residing near a small castle, near the border of Land of Water and Rain. The Nadabi is residing in Tokyo for the moment. The Haxabi is still in Kumo, so trying to capture him will be difficult. And the Kyuubi Jinchuriki is still with Jiraiya of the Sanin. Pain nodded toward the spies. He turned towards the members. Your target as is follow. Sorcerer Data, you will head towards the stand and capture the 1 tails. Kakazu Hidan, you will capture the 2 tails. Zetsu will spy on the other nations and inform us if they plan to retaliate. Itachi Kisame, you will both remain on standby. However, should you get the opportunity, I want you to capture the Kyuubi Jinchuriki, but that is only a secondary objective, understood? Any questions? However, no one spoke because they understand their mission objectives. Alright, dismiss, he said, as they left. One after another they vanished. Pain and Konan remained for a while. Are you gonna show yourself or not? Pain asks, as someone stepped out of the darkness. We're in a mass. So, the hunt for the Jinchurikis has begun. I wonder how much a Kyuubi Jinchuriki has grown under the tutelage of Jiraiya of the Sanin. You've taken an unusual interest in the Kyuubi Jinchuriki, said Pain, looking toward the swirling mass of Tobi. Can you blame me? After all, not only is he the Jinchuriki of the most powerful Biju, he is also the son of the 4th Hokage. If anything, I was expecting the boy to already be a S-class shinobi. It doesn't matter in the end. He will know Pain just like the rest of the world. And then an era of true peace can be born. Pain said with arrogance in his tone. Fool. This world is nothing but a cruel and cold reality. It cannot be fixed. Tobi thought to himself, as Tobi took his leave afterwards. However, he gave a few cryptic words. Do what you will, Pain, but remember, I'm watching. Once he was gone, Pain turned towards Konan, who was silent through the whole affair. Once she could confirm that he was gone. I don't trust him, Nakato, she said. Nor do I, Konan, however. He's helpful for now. Once he stops being of use and become a problem, he too will understand Pain. as they vanished, not noticing that Black Zetsu was still there as he sunk into the wall completely. Time skip. Shiroi was currently having a dream, as she was watching as two kids were playing in the backyard, a big happy smile on their face. The first child the boy had 2 whisker marks on each of his cheek, blonde hair with slides of pink in it, beautiful blue eyes, and he also had tiny fangs in his mouth. He was wearing black shirts with Uzumaki spiral on his back. The second child was a girl. She also had 2 whisker marks. However, she had long white hair, blue eyes, as she had fangs just like the boy. They looked closely alike, as she was wearing a yellow sundress with a black Uzumaki spiral on it, with green sandals on her feet. The two of them played happily, as that made her smile. She then turned as her arms wrapped around her, as it was the face of her lover, as he kissed her. The two children then rushed over. "Mom! Dad!" Shiroi opened her eyes, as she just woke up from a wonderful, really wonderful dream. She turned her gaze towards the one that was holding her close, as that brought a bright, beautiful smile on her face, as she just watched him peacefully sleep. Time skip. The last few months of training, as Naruto had went through a couple of months before, now he just had a few. It was rounding up to be around 3 years, as Jiraiya had taught Naruto almost everything he knew. Considering his leap in the other elements, Naruto found out that he had a small affinity for lightning. However, it was immensely weak. As for his relationship with the fox, in this year, they had gotten a bit more closer. While the fox could be a sarcastic ass most of the times, and didn't want to outright say that they were friends, they were friends. As for Naruto, he would wield 2 tails worth of the Kyuubi's chakra. However, Naruto wasn't really focused on the fox chakra this year, or for the past years. The fox just told him that his body was sturdy enough to wield those 2, or that is what he would allow him to wield. He was still being an ass most of the time, but still, that was a big improvement. But Naruto doubted that he will need it against most people. He has gotten ridiculously strong over the past couple of years. However, it was finally time. They have been here long enough. As Naruto and Shiroi got dressed, it was finally time. It was time for them to go back to Kanoha. Yes, this has been something that Naruto has been thinking about a lot lately, as he had this strange feeling about Kanoha returning back. Shiroi, on the other hand, she had a lot to do at the village. She wanted to meet a lot of people, while she would not outright kill them. She knew several things about Naruto past, and there was a lot of people that she already disliked, such as Sakura Haruno. So yeah guys, I'll be in subs right here. If you want to see the next person do, like, subscribe, comment down below, turn on that bell notification to stay posted, and also, don't forget to go ahead and check out the brand new episodes over the other channels. And also guys, remember the links are in the description, so yeah. And I've already posted what if Naruto broke his human limiter. Enjoy that. I've posted what if Naruto was an exiled saint trained by Vados. Enjoy that. And I've also posted what if Naruto was the strongest hero in My Hero Academia, so enjoy that guys. So yeah, without wasting more time, let's just get the hell out of here. See you guys soon. Peace.